For this drawing exercise, we're going to examine the basic shape of the eye. So we're going to start off with an eye socket. So your eye socket is part of your skull. So it's going to do a round circle for your eye socket. Now within your eye socket, you're going to have the actual shape of the eye in which you see it, which would include all of the lid. So it's kind of football shaped. Has a little teardrop into here, comes across, and has a bottom area like that. So that's our general shape of our eye. Kind of has that football shape into it, and this will be placed right in the socket. Our eyeball we're going to put in the center of the eye for this demonstration. Now the eyeball actually will go above, most of the time it'll go above the top lid and sometimes above the bottom lid also. So you're not going to be able to see that part. So your eyeball would be in here. You'll also have kind of a little lid area here, and then this would come up to where the bone for your eye socket is. So it'd be up into here. So that's kind of your basic shape in which we're working with. So we need to erase a little bit of this because we don't see that part of the eyeball, and we'll put the heavier lid on. The top of the lid tends to be a little heavier than the bottom of the lid because it holds the weight of the lid. In the middle of the eye, we're going to place the pupil. So you want the same distance all the way around, so you want it dead straight in the middle. You may or may not be able to see the top or the bottom. In this case, we see almost all of it. And we'll just make that, and most of the time it's one of the darkest areas in your drawing would be that pupil because it's very black. We're going to put a little bit of a highlight to it just to give a little bit of a shine to it here. And then with our iris has a little bit of a lighter value to it, and we're going to just get some hatching lines going from the center of the pupil out, giving it the look of the iris. Like so. Give a little bit more darkness to some of the edges of the eye. And again, that top lid can be a little bit darker up there. When we come down towards this part of the eye, little tear duct, thin it down a touch, and I'm just going to gray it in a little bit in here. Just kind of gray my sides in there a touch also. Gray these sides in a little bit because you still do have a large eye in there that's rounded, so we kind of show the roundness of that part. Creating our eye. Next we can kind of use the bottom of the eye. So this bottom socket of the eye, I have usually a little bit of a lid underneath it, or a little shelf there, and then we'll have a little bit of shading underneath there. We don't want too much to make it look like bags underneath their eyes or anything like that, but we'll put a little bit of shading underneath there just to show the contour. This is your lid line. Most people have lid lines here. This will come down and follow kind of the contour of the top of the eye, and we'll create a little bit of shading in between there with that lid line to give it a little bit of a form. So this area, with your lid line here, this area is going to be fairly dark, and this is going to come up to your forehead. So as you drop up to here, we'll shade this up a little bit. Come up to here, and then your eyebrow would actually sit at the top of this because this is the top of your eye socket up in here, and we're actually drawing the left eye in this case. Maybe a little bit too dark there, a little bit more of a, and the hairs, maybe just the direction of the hair of the eyebrow you can put in there. Erasing here. And that basically gives you the form of the eye looking straight forward.